You must have heard of the Windows Phone some years back. Have you wondered why they are no more in existence? What was the cause of their $7 billion epic failure? The backstory to this is fairly extensive. But don't worry, we've upgraded from Windows phones to smartphones. Here we are, as usual, with the video content that will finally answer all your questions. The reasons why the Windows Phone was a $7 billion flop are laid forth in this video. Believe me, you won't want to ignore the mind-blowing news that just arrived at your door. Please do well to hit the like and subscribe buttons and ensure your notifications are turned on before we begin with the video. The Microsoft era. Some of the most emblematic failures on the part of Microsoft are Zune, Skype, Mixer and Windows Phone. These are more stripes on a tiger worth more than $1 trillion. It may sound very common and simple to claim that a foldable phone with Android is available, but it took Microsoft around 10 years to come to terms with the Google operating system and install it in one of their phones. Before this, they invested significant time and money into developing Windows for mobile devices. It made perfect sense, and if everything had gone their way, Windows would have been a serious challenger to the duopoly that Android and iOS have established in the market for mobile operating systems. But how does the Windows Phone differ from other smartphones? Microsoft introduced Windows Phone as the operating system's successor after the favorable reception that Windows Mobile had on handheld and pocket PCs in the early 2000s. In contrast to Windows Phone, developed with the end user in mind, the devices described above are geared more towards the enterprise and business markets than Windows Phone. Indeed, the Windows Phone wasn't the worst thing ever, nor was the Zune. A two-sided environment that was becoming stale was shaken with the introduction of the operating system developed by Microsoft. Approximately 12 years ago, the home screen of the Windows Phone featured a grid of interactive tiles that provided quick access to information drawn from various applications. These tiles functioned in a manner very similar to the widgets that you might use on your phone today. Additionally, they went to great lengths to differentiate the hardware from the competition. You may recall the Lumia series as being the first major smartphone brand to employ colors as bright as those used in the Lumia series. There are even some of them that feature cameras of pretty good quality. On the other hand, the phones were frequently bulkier than other models of Android and less stylish than what Apple had to offer. Microsoft's objective was to create a unified system that could be used across all of their devices. This system would have an operating system and user interface that were as easy to use as Apple's. On the other hand, Apple had been manufacturing high-end mobile devices for nearly 3 years longer than its competitors, and its iOS was already a well-established platform. As a result, following several iterations from various manufacturers, Microsoft acquired Nokia, the company that had previously held the title of King of Cell Phones, expecting that the merger would assist them in determining the answer. What happened as Microsoft acquired Nokia? To make a long tale short, Microsoft invested approximately $8 billion in the Nokia affair, but was unable to successfully manage the licensing tangle to align all devices into a consolidated operating system. Don't get it twisted, it's no simple task. Because it has successfully maintained full control over its hardware and software walled garden, Apple can implement its operating system in all of its products in a matter that is nothing short of brilliant. However, even Android is having trouble keeping up with the large number of devices that run on the various operating system versions to give regular software maintenance and upgrades. Microsoft's unwavering dedication to Nokia meant that the company ignored other major manufacturers such as Samsung and HTC, which had little issue switching to Android despite Microsoft's support for Nokia. And it appeared that customers wouldn't bother to leap into Windows phones either, which was eventually verified by the poor sales that never caught up with those of the competitors. Because consumers and manufacturers were not enthusiastic about the Windows Phone, software developers showed no interest in creating applications. This issue rendered Windows significantly less competitive compared to the Play Store and the App Store. Windows Phone and the YouTube Saga. In this age of smartphones, life without easy access to your most important and often used apps is unimaginable. To make matters worse, the Windows Phone was severely lacking in this department. There's not much else to say other than that Windows phones lacked YouTube. By 2013, Google and Microsoft were no longer on very good terms, and YouTube had become a front in their war. Windows was able to develop native software for its platform by avoiding YouTube's API. Unfortunately, Google wasn't a fan. As a result of these basic issues, with the first YouTube version, Google's interests were hampered in several ways. It was ad-free and enabled features like video downloads. Google pressured Microsoft to update the app so that it complies with Google's API policies, only in a limited sense. Because of this, Google deleted the app and a corporate spat ensued, in which Windows Phone ultimately came out on the losing end. Microsoft had trouble managing video playing and overlay controls since Google insisted they build the app in HTML5. However, this was a disadvantage compared to the native YouTube apps available for Android and iOS. In a nutshell, owners of Windows phones who hoped to access YouTube are out of luck. In the future of 2020, Microsoft has forged a stronger partnership with Google, integrating Android into its foldable phone and implementing features like Your Phone on PCs that allow users to run Android apps in parallel with Windows software. Under Satya Nadella, Microsoft is more concerned with working with other companies and forming strategic partnerships than during the Windows Phone days under Steve Ballmer. Under Nadella's leadership, Microsoft focuses on cultivating strategic partnerships with other businesses rather than expanding its military might. The inclusion of Xbox games on Samsung flagship phones is comparable to Microsoft making up with Android or reuniting with Samsung in support of their cloud gaming initiatives. After all, it's plain to see that having a positive relationship with Android is essential for everyone with a stake in the rapidly growing mobile technology industry. Windows 10X, a new promise. When it finally appeared in 2010, the Windows Phone was already late to the smartphone game. It had been 3 years since the iPhone's initial success, and by that time, Android had become the de facto standard for all modern smartphones. So it seems that they were among the first to embrace foldable smartphones. This trend of dual-screen mobile devices has been around for a while, and whether you like it or not, it seems to have come to stay. The lines between mobile devices like smartphones, tablets, and laptops must be blurred. Windows 10X, designed specifically for devices with foldable screens the size of a smartphone but with processing power comparable to a laptop, promises a robust and modern version of Windows. Microsoft has been teasing the latest Surface devices for a while now, and in September they finally introduced the Surface Duo for $13.99. Is that so though? Online opinions are conflicted, and the product seems modern and archaic at first glance. It has a sleek design, but the large black screen bezels make it look like any other Android tablet. The Surface Duo is significant because it's the first Microsoft product to use Android rather than Windows. However, Microsoft's mobile initiatives did not succeed. The Surface Neo, a more expensive foldable gadget meant to display Windows 10X in all its splendor, was also unveiled. Unfortunately, the COVID epidemic delayed the release of Windows 10X until 2021. The Surface Neo was also delayed until 2022. But bad news! As of today, Microsoft has finally abandoned Windows 10X. Lighter and simpler than its predecessor, the operating system was meant to debut alongside new dual-screen devices like the Surface Neo. Microsoft had not considered prioritizing Windows 10X for single-screen laptops until after the pandemic had already begun. With the conclusion of Windows 10X, Microsoft focuses on integrating Windows 10's best features. So for now, given all we've explained so far, we can say that the Windows Phone is dead. However, whether or not Microsoft can do anything worthwhile with the reinvention of mobile devices remains to be seen. That's it guys, you've made it to the end of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. For more technology and science related news, kindly tap the bell icon to receive notifications when a new video is posted on this channel. See you in our next video.